How's up, y'all? I was popping his D. About to react to this Playback band. This is I Hate When Black Men Date White Women. A biracial woman is saying this. Girl, there are better things to hate. Why do you care? But sure, let's hear what they have to say. Let's watch.
Okay.
Aside from his taste in women, but carry on.
What'd you say?
Aside from Jonathan Major's taste in women, he's attractive.
She was just talking about Disney. Go back to Jonathan Majors. To my fucked up point of view, and I understand. I have something tweaked in me.
Okay.
I have been admiring him and his work for a long time.
Okay.
I've been looking at his little Vogue at home videos and everything, and I was like, wow, he is attractive. I like his way of being. I bet he has a white girlfriend. There was something in me that...
Hey, man, you got too much free time on your hands, I can tell you that much.
Comes out, it's going to be a white woman. And when Antoinette revealed to me that he was in Sweden somewhere with a blonde-haired white woman.
Very white.
It crushed it.
Not even a spicy white.
Why do you care?
I don't celebrate that. And me as a biracial woman, I understand
That's weird, right?
That's weird.
What? Yo, you as a what? You are the product of the thing you despise.
Maybe that's
crazy as
why.
hell.
Some internalized shit going on there.
Boy, y'all lost out here, my boys.
This is like a villain origin
Yo,
story.
you're lost. You are the level of self-loathing is absurd, bro.
What?
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That means you don't like your parents' relationship? Is that what you're saying?
Can you imagine if they just have like I don't know if they do, but if they had like a healthy, successful marriage and life together.
And she was like,
I hate that shit. I
Don't
fucking
sound like
hate
it.
that healthy shit. Fuck, why did you have to be white, Dad?
I'm not going to celebrate the children that they have. If they have children.
Wait, so you're not going to celebrate the...
I'm not going to celebrate. I'm just saying, like, it's not...
She knows that this... this is ridiculous, though. She even stated that there's something off in her head. So at least she's self-aware to a certain degree.
Their relationship is not something that it doesn't make me be like, yes, like, you know, some people together, you're like,
Even though that's how you got here.
Together.
That's how we all got here. A white woman and a black man. But here's the thing, right?
I'm like that lady down the street that permed my hair when I was younger, mumbling.
Like, this bitch don't know what the fuck she's doing. Like, you know what? But you know what I think that stems from, right? And I think we're seeing a lot more of it now, and it gets under my skin as well. We have been ridiculed and critiqued on both sides of the fence our entire existence, right? We're never white enough for the white people. We're never black enough for black people. For some black people, however we identify, however we choose to participate in cultural conversations, it's always under the magnifying glass. And I think part of what we're seeing now and what I get agitated about is this concept that now, because it's commercially trendy and attractive for people to be in interracial relationships, it's become a presentation of diluted blackness versus its own us being having a mixed experience that is completely separate from everything else. And I think that's the part that I'm resentful about, is seeing, you know, and somebody brought it up to me, was like, aren't you happy to see like all these mixed families in Cheerios commercials? And my response is no, because it's not. The storytelling is not a mixed story. The storytelling is, this is what's digestible for white people. This is the version of blackness that works for white people, which is not the same thing. So I'm resentful of seeing...
I don't know what's so funny. I understand what she's saying. I'm not saying I agree with it wholeheartedly, but I understand her point. And I feel like it is valid to a certain degree. Obviously, this doesn't happen all the time with every brand and everywhere, but there is some validity in what she's saying. So I don't know why they're so bewildered.
Mixed race couples, when it's like, damn, but outside of television then, what about if you're just at a restaurant?
I don't mind seeing black women with white men. It gets even more toxic.
Okay, yeah. Well, she understands that she's ridiculous. Because at this point, girl, that's so contradictory.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with both of them? What is wrong with them? She is the fucking daughter of a mixed couple talking about how she doesn't respect fucking...
This does not sound like a real life to me.
Who gives a fuck? If they're marketing. Of course they want it to be digestible to the fucking masses.
Ooh, boy.
Of course they do.
I'm gonna say y'all right now, boy.
But okay, a lot of big companies, they still use black families and black people. But it sounds like her point is that she feels that some brands and in some cases people try to replace black people entirely with a mixed family or a mixed couple. And it's like, oh, this is the representation of black versus this is just a mixed family. It's like, okay, this is the blackest we're going to get. That's what it sounds like she's saying, which I feel like is valid to a certain degree. But I don't think that has anything to do with not liking mixed couples or interracial couples or mixed families like that. I don't think that needs to be correlated, but I see what she's saying.
I'm comparing fucking human being relationships to shit in commercials.
Ooh.
Cheerios is not gonna give you a real representation of shit. They're trying to sell you fucking products, dumbass. Oh my god. That's so dumb. Fuck. You resent real interracial couples because you saw a Cheerios commercial that rubbed you the wrong way? But this is sick, man. Y'all need to be more happy people like found love, okay? Instead of trying to dissect their love and do you appreciate it or do you like, well, I'm not happy about it because it's like diluted sense of, and it's palatable for the whites. Oh my god.
Bro, you thought we was in 1957, boy.
I can't believe that.
I mean, that's what it feels like in some cases with some shit that happens.
This is the dumbest conversation from an interracial
from a mixed. Talking about she doesn't. Did she go? Caleb,
I do agree that
she didn't respect the kids of a mixed couple.
I'm not gonna celebrate their children that they have. If they have
well, that's you. God, did I hear that wrong?
I guess she didn't celebrate it.
She didn't celebrate him. So we shouldn't celebrate her then.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
All right, she should be never celebrated again. She could cure many diseases, bro, but we should refuse to celebrate her. It's fucking fascinating that we're now developing like emotional ties and association to people that we don't know.
I agree with that.
She doesn't know that man.
I agree
and all
with
of a sudden
that.
said his relationship doesn't.
I just talked about this in the video I put up. I just said this. Like, we don't know these people. Y'all are delusional in thinking that you know these niggas, and then I'm upset that you're with a white woman. What the fuck they're gonna do with you? If he with a purple woman or a little person, what does that have to do with you? That has nothing to do with you. That's so strange.
And the children that he will have in those relationships.
You know, my theory is, I could be wrong, this is my theory. I think people need a sense of community. And when people find it in their blackness, that's like, they'll throw logic to the side and side with whatever their community agrees with. So whatever's best for black people. Because that gives them a sense of purpose. I could be wrong, that's my theory.
But I'll say this before we keep going, because it gets even more interesting.
Oh, brother.
So what these women are, and I'm not saying that their experiences are invalid, because there's definitely aspects of interracial or mixed children where they have a lack of identity because they don't know what side they belong to. But I think a lot of it just comes with social pressures. And the way that we can remove a lot of those is by normalizing interracial couples. So when you sit here and you get upset at a Cheerio commercial and not even look at the positive impact that could come behind that, to where your family members aren't looking at you weird because the other side of your family isn't the same skin tone as them, like, you're not understanding and grasping the complexity of that is so odd to me. But then more importantly, for her to pick specifically the type of interracial marriage that she's willing to accept is also wild.
That makes no sense.
Black women can date out the race and date who they want, but a black man doing I just
can't do it.
You're toxic. What?
I don't.
What? Hold on. So you don't like? Oh.
It's toxic. I'm not saying
Wow.
you're claiming
Okay.
that there's makes
So
any
what-
sense. I'm just telling you how
Why is
it
that? Why is
I respect that. I fucking respect that. She's like, look, I'm not saying you gotta believe this. I'm not saying this makes sense. Because a lot of the time, our feelings they're not logical. A lot of the shit that we have internalized, it's not logical. It's not based on logic at all. So she's being very upfront about that. Like, listen, it's toxic. This don't make no goddamn sense, but these are my views. I personally would have kept this to myself if I was her on a platform like this, on a podcast where you're just, I wouldn't have said it. But, she's being honest about it.
Why do you feel that way?
Because for some reason, I feel like all of the black women that I know that are in relationship with white men are being loved up. They are exalted. They're taken care of.
Right,
like, there's no doubt in my mind that he is riding for this woman and loves her to death. And I'm like,
you don't believe black?
What? There's so many. There are so many cases that I've seen, where people have talked about their relationship with white men and them trying to fucking do that slave play or race play, whatever that shit is called. They be the main ones wanting to do it. Obviously, I'm not saying every interracial relationship, but I'm saying when it comes to the the black woman and the white man versus the black man and the white woman, I feel like who's more likely to want to do the race play? It's the white man. He wants to be the slave owner while y'all fucking. So, girl, this don't make no sense.
Men do that for white women.
I don't. And I guess there's something salty in me that why these men that we admire and are proud of in the ways that they show up in the world as musicians, as actors, as people that now have money. Why is their love being projected onto a white woman?
But then let me ask you,
Bro, I get tired of this ongoing conversation in the black community. As if like there's this alarming number of black men who are just like dating outside their race. When factually speaking, that is not the case at all. It's just not. And actually, statistically speaking, the more money you make, the more likely you are to date within your own race. And that goes for across the board. So you all picking out these outliers while ignoring what everybody else is doing is so frustrating to me, because you then get to project these outrageous claims of the white man's love is so good to us black women. That's basically what you're saying.
That's crazy.
That's basically what you said.
Yo, what in the ruckus?
I was about to say that shit.
Just keep going. Talk your shit.
You fucking coon. You sound like a coon right now. You sound like a coon. Oh, that white man love. Ooh, I love that white man love.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. But I said because he be sounding like a coon to me sometimes, to be honest.
So then to act as if like black men can't do it, or when they actually do it, it's given out to white women. No, you imbecile. They date black women all the time. Statistically speaking, they're the group of people who actually date outside the race the most is white men dating Asian women and dating Hispanic women. That is the biggest portion of interracial dating. When it comes to black men, I've seen numbers at the highest. It's been like 20% of black men dating outside their race. But even then, it's not all just white women. Sometimes it's Asian and also Hispanic women. But even if you want to go by statistically based off of the actual population, right? Because of course white men are going to date outside their race the most because there's a majority of white men. But the group of people who actually date outside their race the most per capita is actually Asian women. Asian women nearly 50% of the time date outside of their race. Then it's Hispanic men and women are above them, and Asian men are not too close from black men. It's black men. This idea that us black men just leave at a disproportionate rate is ridiculous.
But she didn't say that though, so he's going on and on. That's not the point that she's making. She's not saying, "Oh my God, it's a big thing. I always see it everywhere I go." And why all these? She's not even making this point, so I don't know why he's going on and on about this. But okay.
It's also for the people out there who want to claim. We're gonna put this shit on the screen too. For the people out there who want to claim that those Asian women are coming from overseas. No. U.S. born Asian women nearly 50% of the time date outside
How
their
does
race.
this relate to what
bro. This whole plight that y'all black women or mixed women y'all like to put in y'all mind about black men dating outside their race at some crazy rate is ridiculous. And FYI, from the bigger scope of things, interracial marriages only take up like 15% of all marriages. It's still a minority. Bro, shut the fuck up.
But also a white woman.
But then let me ask you, with the other women that we looked up to, of course, Serena Williams being one, Eve, and we've talked about Eve so much on this. Okay, so there's women that we've looked up to, that we've loved, and whether it be their style of dress. Serena Williams being the best athlete of all time, they chose white men to not only be with but procreate with. So I want to know the understanding of where you look up to black men and you have a disdain for them being with white women, but when we look up to black women, there's almost a celebration around them getting with a white man.
I can't sit here and y'all tell me, help me through this. I don't have
You have to remove yourself from your thought. You are so biased
Nigga, get out of
thinking
here.
about like
Tie
what
your
will
shoes.
benefit
What
you.
are we doing?
You want the love of whatever. It could be a white man, it could be a black man, it doesn't really matter. But you feel like you're losing something when a black man loves anybody from any other race. Hey, look, even if a black man dated another black woman, he's not dating you. It has nothing to do with you. Exactly. So why the fuck do you care? If you want to adopt all this responsibility for the entire race of black people, then you can do that. If you want to make it your mission to do that, then you can do that, I guess. But again, these are all issues that don't affect you
at all.
Just be loved by somebody that you love is not hard.
And it's even crazy.
But do you feel like you lose anything from Serena dating a white man?
At all, bro.
It doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with us.
And the fact that you are a child of an interracial relationship, it's even crazier, bro.
Get her parents on the podcast next.
Yes.
I need to hear from them, man.
You need therapy, bro. You need therapy. Because something is wrong with you. You're off.
Most people have a preference. Like, if you ask my parents, they'd be like, I hope that I'd marry someone who's Ethiopian. They would say that.
Yeah.
But if I didn't, they wouldn't give me a problem over it. You feel me? So it's like, it's sad that my parents that came from Ethiopia are more open-minded about just relationships and marriage and stuff like that than people born in a country that's all about freedom. It's so weird how I don't know. That's fascinating to me.
Very fascinating. And also are products of it as well.
And that's, that adds another layer to it.
Jeez.
Let us know what y'all think in the comment section.
I mean, I agree with them to a certain degree. I feel like they definitely oversimplified and kind of brushed off that one chick's point, though, about the dilution of black representation in the media. I feel like she made a valid point, so I don't know why they tried to act like they didn't understand what she was saying or that it didn't make any sense. It's like, it's valid, but okay. And then Love went on this long ass tangent about how, statistically speaking, black men don't even date outside their race like that. Like, okay, she never said they did. So I don't know why he focused so much on a point that was never made. I'm like, where is this coming from? This is not what she's talking about at all. She was actually very honest about how her viewpoints make no sense. She said that it's not logical. I need to, talk to somebody about this. I need help about this. This don't make no goddamn sense. This is ridiculous. Like, she was very, very honest about that. Like I said, I don't feel like she needs to go on this platform and spew her nonsense. Talk to your therapist about this, girl. But, she's aware that it's stupid, and it is. Like, what? And she even made the point that, I feel like when black women are with white men, those white men are really loving on them. Like, girl, what? Just because you see Serena with a white man that you think is treating her right, and you look at your friends who are with white men and you think that they're treating them right, that don't mean shit. I've seen so much shit online, even YouTube videos that have been made about black women talking about their white husbands and how they want them to get on their knees for them and pretend to be their runaway slave when they fucking. So, girl, I don't know where you getting that point from. That automatically means that you're being loved on if you're a black woman with a white man. Like, what? So she lost me there. That was ridiculous. But yeah, like I said, this is stupid. She knows it's stupid, so it's like, all right. I'm gonna just agree with her that this is dumb, girl. Like, this has nothing to do with you. But about Lo, though, he been getting on my nerves sometimes, and he makes these generalizations that come across very coon-like to me, so I thought it was very ironic that he called her a coon when it's like, you stay on some, black people are always doing, or black women. He even did it in this video. You black women gotta stop thinking that. I just think it's so ignorant to speak in such general terms like that. Just say that, some black women think this, or black women like her think this. Be very specific in your wording, especially when you're talking about your own race. That comes across cool-like to me. But, that's just my opinion. But yeah, this girl's being stupid. She knows she's being stupid. It is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye!